There was a lovely little update put out this week. Yes, an update. It is not a trailer. An update put out this week by Illuvium on the alluvial hunting. I believe this is where there is just a little bit of confusion coming through with a lot of people saying that, oh, this is a trailer, this is what... It's not a trailer. They're just updating us on where they're up to in their new and improved combat system within the overworld. I've seen comments of people just saying, wow, it's still barren. There's still nothing there. Of course there is. This is the first iteration of what they're planning and going forward to. And I'm sure once it's fully released, there'll be more input as well. This game is going to continually get built upon until the ages. Until they find that the overworld is good enough and then they start adding in some other games. Then they'll build on those more. Overworld will start to slow down. But for now, this is just an update to show us where we are at and what we may be getting at open beta, or the first iteration. I'm going to play the video right now. I'm going to pause it continuously throughout just to talk about certain points that I've seen, things that I've picked up on that maybe a lot of people have missed because I've watched it a fair few times or talked to a fair few people about it. So let's get in and let's go and have a look. Straight off the bat, I know we've seen this before, but that teleportation system is absolute fire. To go from one part of the map to that part of the map instantly like that changes so much. I remember playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, one of the most recent ones to come out. It was an absolute flop, terrible. Couldn't even play the game once you put the disc in. But once they did fix that and you went into the game to restart the level and start it again, it was like a 1 minute load. I played games like Steep where as soon as you say that you want to go to this place onto the map, you were there. That non-existent wait changes so much. I know it doesn't feel like much, but it just is so smooth. It's just in an instant. I love it. And then I don't know if they've updated this or not, but the amount that this animation absolutely tickles my fancy is out of control. Maybe I just haven't watched it on a good enough computer or from the view that they've taken it right there, but that just looks like fire. Seriously, that looks so bloody good. And then I just love this little animation of the drone coming out. It's a different drone. I don't know its name. Maybe it's more of an attack drone. Not sure how they all are going to play out. We're going to find out, obviously, as we get into the game. So we go through, obviously, Brightland steps. Hopefully I'm getting this right. It has been a long time since I've really done it. This right here, whoever is controlling the controller right now, that does this whole thing and lands straight in that bubble. Next time you're in the overworld, try and do that. That is pretty hard to do. Actually, I've just missed a couple of things. Let's go back to this, where we're in this starting off nether site here. Obviously with this nether site, they can see so far. I'm guessing it has been upgraded. But let's have a quick look at what we can see. There's a Caribou down here. This looks like a lynx over here. This is the big bull with a couple of little ones all around it over here that they do see a little bit later and they go and attack. But without pausing it, you may have missed some of those, and it does look like there's a lot more rocks up here, which is what they said is going to happen. There'll be more rocks, more plants, so on and so forth, being added in so it doesn't feel as empty. And as you can see, as we keep going up, there's more gold dots everywhere. Even up here, look at them all. Look at all the gold. I just love this. It means that they have been putting more in there. I know for a fact that they are probably going to up it even more. So the difference would be from how it was before. It was like you'd go in and whatever was there was what you could capture. Whereas now it's going to be you go in and you have to pick and choose what you want. So it's a little bit of a difference in where they were before to where they are now. But I think it's better this way. It'd be more fun, more immersive, and more on your own choice, not just what you're given. So I do like the change there. I think they've, as I said just before, I think they're going to up it maybe 2 more times. So there's even more rocks and alluvials out there. As we can see here, we're going to go and jump down and start attacking this big bull. If you didn't know, I'll see if I can pause it before they start shooting it. This is a hollow or a dark hollow, not sure. Very hard to tell, but it is definitely a holographic right there. Once you do start shooting it and you actually hit it and it starts running off, it goes into this different animation here. Some people did not like this. They thought that this was a bit of a glitch or it was just something that they've input to bridge the gap. It may get updated a little bit. Obviously, you know what they like. They like to fine-tune things to look absolutely amazing. But this is kind of how the animals will be running across the plains once you do attack them. There's obviously going to be some sort of lore behind this whole thing, like how you can catch them with the drone and why you catch them with the shards and disintegrate them and your drone holds on to them. I don't know the whole background about it, but that's my feeling as to why they go into this sort of mode as they start running away from you. And I do know that people are like, where did that tear come from that he runs into? You can see it over here. I'll press play and you can see as I jump up, look, it's sitting right there. It's already over there. It's waiting for this bull to run over and run through. It's similar to the wakes that we have in the overworld right now. You can't see them until you ride up close to them. Well, maybe not close, but as you get closer, they get stronger. And that's what this bull's looking for. He's running around, he goes, oh, there's my tear, and then he starts going through it. And as you start hitting it more and more, you see it open up like a portal, and then he's ready to run through. We will have to really play around with it and see what is better, if it is better to charge shot rather than just continually shoot fast, but we'll see as we go and we have more time playing around with it. I do know a lot of people have complained as well that we are adding another bit of strategy and skill level to the game by adding the FPS style of shooting. I have heard, I do not know if it is fully confirmed yet, that if it goes through that tear and you miss it, it may still be somewhere on the map, so you can go and find it again. If this is the case, I also wonder, will the health be at the point when it ran through that tear, or do you have to start again? These are obviously all questions that will get answered in the future. Hopefully that is true, because you do not want to see that hollow like that and then lose it through a tear, because you know that that keyboard sitting in front of me will be through that wall, because that would be absolutely absurd. The thing is, even once you got into the battle, you may still lose it from a shard anyway. So I do love that we are adding an extra layer on top of it, that you have to fight to even get into the fight, and then once in the fight, you still have a chance to lose the fight, and then if you win the fight, you still have a chance to not catch it with a shard. You have multiple levels, making it harder and harder to catch these bloody alluvials, but I love it. We want a challenge. We don't want it easy to catch them. So we're coming up on a cooker now. I would expect that a lower staged and tiered alluvial would be easier to take down. I'm sure once we get in it, there's going to be health bars above them so you can actually see where they're up to. I know that it was purposely excluded from this because they're not happy with the UI, UX overlay of it all right now, which I'm fine with. I would rather things like this, if it's not ready, just leave it out. It's more for looks anyway, and if it looks crap, whatever. We didn't need to see what health there was. I do love this. We walk up, we crouch, we get in the mode and absolutely shoot him in the bum. Straight in the door. But as you can see, we do attack and then it goes into that running formation again. We slide and we still have the same. When we're aiming in the air, it slows down, and then I don't know what happens if the drone does this by itself or we press a button for the drone to attack. I would say it'd be a button. Obviously that makes a lot more sense. But then boom, there you go, the wake has turned up and then we can go into a fight like usual. We have heard in the AMA there might be 2 ways to catch. Hopefully there is. Maybe you can get it to a point that you can catch it with a shard before even going into the wake. That would be amazing. Or you have one chance to throw a shard at it. You don't actually throw the shards, but however that works with the drone, I would like it if there was multiple avenues to go down, because that's just, again, adds another dynamic to the whole game and people will play the game differently. I'm guessing some animals would not be able to be befriended, like a bull or a ramfire that's going to attack you directly, but ones that you might be able to sneak up on and give some food or something. I don't know. Again, we're making this game so much more in-depth than it is right now, but, you know, we all want a more in-depth game, don't we? The more of the comments that I see from Aaron and the team is the drone is going to be your little sidekick. Heaps of people are like, oh, can we walk around with our alluvials and stuff like that, like in the Power Worlds and Pokemon that stands behind you. Your drone is your companion. The drone is the one that you're going to be upgrading. It is the one that's going to help you attack. Obviously, upgrade your weapons. They do want to get in some sword fighting in as well. So those animations will be getting in and are just adding layers on top of layers into the overworld. The overworld is becoming more and more of a game. At first, it was more of a pack opening. Go out and you just find them, and that was it. Now it's becoming more of that interactive, closer to an MMO feel. Obviously, it's not an MMO because it's not a full team or an RPG or anything like that, but you will go out there, it will be immersive, it will be intuitive, and it will be fun to go out and play. And this is what I came into the game more thinking that the overworld was going to be. It was going to be more like an open world Pokemon where you go out and it's actually capturing the Illuvials. That's what you go out there to feel. The immersiveness is what you wanted, not just a basic pack opening game. So I do like that they're going down this line, because I feel like the overworld is sneakily popular with more of the community than you think. Some of the videos on overworld get way more views than your arena, so I'm really happy about that, because overworld is pretty much going to be my favorite. Overall, they're the main talking points I wanted to go through. Do you agree with my talking points? Where do you want to see them get better? As I said, there's a few points where they're going to get better, and it's definitely going to get better. There's the sword fighting and a few other little increments that are going to come in to make it even more fun and different ways to attack. And once we get our hands on it, we can actually play around with it, see what's better, and just have fun with it. That's it. If you haven't hit my link before and you want to help support, there's a link down in the description. Get in there, press that link, get in, start playing. Just have fun with it, and I'll talk to you soon.